we are going to learn some easy way to ask and answer common questions in chlorination. A water treatment plant and process welcomes from millions of learners. In each year, a student turns to street and your only visit there explain why. After all, this infection with chlorination has played host to some of the most important steps in water treatment because the residual chlorine is remarkable for how well preserved or maintained itself at the last, that is, user say. Finally, no visit would be completed without to visit one and only the chlorination process. Chlorine is a top choice disinfectant for every practitioner's and learner's bucket list. But as you hunger for new learning experiences, been satisfied yet? No? That it's time to dig even deeper. Explore the steps that have inspired the generation of learners to set off in search of the process of water treatment and enlightenment. Let's begin with an adventuring process, chlorination. Welcome back. The part 2 is disinfection with chlorination. So let us start. The chlorine. The chlorine is the disinfection with a chlorination is the first part. The chlorine having a symbol or represented by Cl, having a atomic weight 35.45. In gaseous state of chlorine, the color of gaseous chlorine is greenish yellow. The gaseous chlorine is 2.5 times heavier than air. Under pressure, the chlorine is in liquid with amber color. This liquid in amber color having a oily in nature, and it is 15 times heavier than water. The liquefaction of chlorine gas available at 35 kg per centimeter square. It is accomplished by drying, cleaning and compressing the gas. When chlorine is dissolved and reacts with in few seconds in water at a temperature of 49 degree Fahrenheit, that is 9.444 degrees centigrade, and 212 degree Fahrenheit, that is, it is 100 degrees centigrade. At this temperature, the chlorine is reacts with water and form hypochlorous acid, that is HOCl, and second hydrochloric acid, that is HCl. The reaction are Cl2, that is chlorine, plus H2O, that is water. The action goes to HOCl plus HCl, that is hydrolysis. It is this hydrolysis action, it is reversible. The HOCl ionizes or dissociates into hydrogen ions, that is H plus. Hypochlorite ions OCl minus, according to equation HOCl, that is ionization, reversible action gives H plus plus OCl minus. That means this reaction is also reversible. Hypochlorous acid HOCl and hypochlorite ions which accomplish a disinfection process. Chlorine residuals are used universally in disinfection practice. In distribution system, water may get contaminated due to faulty pipes. Thus, to take care of this, residual chlorine 0.2 mg per liter is present at consumer end. During chlorination, in water treatment plant, the organisms or virus like E. histolytica are not destroyed but are inactivated within 1 hour. Hence, residual chlorine should be present in water. Methods of chlorination. First, plain chlorination. When it is used, the turbidity, color, iron and manganese concentration is low. At that time we can use plain chlorination. And also the rainwater is less polluted. That means you understand that less pollution we can use a plain chlorination, that is free chlorine. Second, superchlorination. Here rainwater is highly polluted. That is, turbidity, color, iron and manganese concentration is more. Third, dechlorination. When high dose is applied during superchlorination and the water contains excess of prechlorine should be removed before reach to the consumers. Also, it is removed by using SO2, sodium thiosulfate, that is Na2H2O3, and sodium bisulfate. The excess chlorine removed by using state long storage and absorption on charcoal. The breakpoint chlorination. The practical example of reading is it is put in front of you. There are 3 columns. First, sample number. Second column, chlorine dosage in mg per liter. And third column, that is residual chlorine after 10 minutes in mg per liter. There are number of samples are taken, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 samples is there. The chlorine dosage, that means for first sample we are use a dosage of 0.2 mg per liter and residual chlorine after 10 minutes in mg per liter. The residual chlorine for 0.2 mg per liter is 0.19. That means the number of reading are in chlorine dosage provided for particular sample, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1, 1.2, 1.4, 1.6. It is inputted in the second column. And third column you can see the residual chlorine is 0.19, 0.36, 0.50, 0.48, 0.20, 0.40, 0.60 and 0.80. This is our problem. This is practical readings. Now you can understand through a graph. See. In this breakpoint chlorination graph, you can see in x-axis, this red line and black line mix gives you applied chlorine in ppm or mg per liter. The readings in this fashion 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1, 1.2, 1.4, 1.6, 1.8 and 2. This is what applied chlorine in ppm or mg per liter in x-axis. Here you can see the residual chlorine in ppm or mg per liter in y-axis. In y-axis, the readings of residual chlorine is represented by 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9 and 1. Thus, the graph is from 0, it is a point, to moving a straight line. Afterwards, it is in curve in position. This is your first curve. After that, this second curve. And this second curves, you can see this point C. It is called as breakpoint dosage. That is, here the graph is just moved down. That is, residual chlorine is just moved down. And then after, it's grow up. Now, from reading you can easily understand that here the point C is having a reading, that is applied chlorine dosage are 1.0. For reading 1.0, this is called breakpoint dosage. At this point, the residual chlorine is 0.2. Therefore, chlorine demand at breakpoint is applied chlorine minus residual chlorine. Therefore, applied chlorine is 1 and residual chlorine is 0.2. 1 minus 0.2 is equal to 0.80. This is your chlorine demand. That means you easily understand how chlorine demand we calculated. Breakpoint dosage at point C is equal to 1 mg per liter. The chlorine demand at breakpoint is equal to applied chlorine minus residual chlorine. The chlorine demand at breakpoint is equal to applied chlorine minus residual chlorine is equal to 1.00 is your applied chlorine and residual chlorine is 0.2, that is 1 minus 0.2 gives the answer 0.80 mg per liter. Now you are easily understand how chlorine demand we calculated at the breakpoint. The chlorine demand after the breakpoint becomes constant. You are already seen in the graph. It is continuously upgrade in a straight line, and all added chlorine subsequently appears as a free chlorine. The chlorine demand at a dosage of 1.20 mg per liter, that is your in the reading column, sixth sample gives the chlorine demand 1.20 mg per liter in a table. Therefore, it is 0.80 mg per liter. How? Therefore, same formula. Applied chlorine minus residual chlorine. The applied chlorine column, second column, the reading is for sample number 6 is 1.20. In front of that sample number 6, residual chlorine, third column, the reading is 0.40. That means 1.20 minus 0.40 gives the answer 0.80 mg per liter. The same readings in front of you, 0.80 is the chlorine demand. See, theoretical point of view, breakpoint chlorination. Again, the x-axis represents applied chlorine in ppm or mg per liter, and in y-axis it is represented by residual chlorine in ppm or mg per liter. Here in figure, this is red line indicates imaginary line P, that is free chlorine, and from O to M it is a straight line, it is represented by black line, and this M to A, it is your first line, A to B, this is your second line, this is curve Q, and third lines, that is line R, it represented by black line, that is goes straight upside, that is goes up. It is no chlorine demand line. See, no chlorine demand line. That is, this is no chlorine demand line. This is free chlorine, that is imaginary line. This is whatever you added in chlorine, it is called as, or it is come out as residual chlorine. Breakpoint chlorination, these terms has come into practical use to refer the amount of chlorine required to treat the water. If water is pure and if it has no chlorine demand, any chlorine is added to such water will come out as residual chlorine. It is shown line by P. But water containing organic matter, the chlorine has to perform the following two functions. First, to remove the bacteria from water. Second, to oxidize the organic matter present in water. When chlorine added in water, it immediately starts to kill bacteria, and it is represented by curve OM, that is first black line. This point starts accumulate up to contain a certain point represented by curve MA. This is your second line. Our first curve started with curve. Point M is represented by red rectangular, and A rectangular represented by red in color. You can see in figure. That is MA. This point is represented by point A on curve Q. This is your second curve, which goes down to the respective point B. That is, point A, if we added further dosage of chlorine in water, then sudden decrease in residual chlorine you found. After point B, that is line R, there is no chlorine demand curve. This stage sometimes accompanied by bad smell and taste. Naturally added extra chlorine at point A on curve Q has been utilized for second function of chlorine, that is oxidation of organic matter present in water. If still further chlorine is added in water at point B is reached on curve Q, when bad smell and taste suddenly disappear and residual chlorine henceforth tends to accumulate as represented by line R. Therefore, the point B on curve Q is known as breakpoint. As any chlorine added to the water beyond this point breaks through the water and disappears as residual chlorine. Thus, in zone AB, combined residual chlorine is accumulated before attacking the bacteria. Now you understand that zone AB represents attacking bacteria more confidently, more concentrating that particular zone. When sufficient concentration of chlorine is built up, monochloramine and dichloramine starts oxidizing bacteria and algae cells too. Chloramines and chloroorganic compounds, which brings down the level of residual chlorine to the lowest point B, known as breakpoint. Now you understand that the theory of breakpoint chlorination. Again repeat, breakpoint chlorination. This term has come out into practical use to refer the amount of chlorine required to treat the water. That means how much chlorine is required to treat the water. If water is pure and if it has no chlorine demand, any chlorine is added to such water will come out as residual chlorine. That means such water, if we added the chlorine where there is no chlorine demand is required because it is pure water, at that time such chlorine is called as residual chlorine. It is shown by line P, that is called imaginary line. See, this red line is called as imaginary line, that is free chlorine. But water containing organic matter, the chlorine has to perform the following two functions. That means what? If water containing organic matter, the chlorine has to perform two functions, that is two duties. First, to remove the bacteria from water, that means to kill the bacteria from water. And second, to oxidize the organic matter present in water. These are the two duties. When chlorine is added to water, it is immediately starts to kill the bacteria, and it is represented by curve OM. See here, O to M, this line is shows by OM. This point starts accumulate up to certain point represented by curve MA. That is, through M to position A, there is a first curve. It is called MA. See in the figure. This is your curve, first curve, MA. This point is represented by point A on curve Q. That is point A, if we added further dosage of chlorine in water, then sudden decrease in residual chlorine you found. See in the figure. This is your second curve, which is just slow down, below down. This curve on Q, the point A is represented, okay, and it goes down. That is decrease in nature. After point B, that is line R, there is no chlorine demand curve. This stage sometimes accompanied by bad smell and taste. The third line, this is your line R, straight black line. This is called third line, which do not require any chlorine. At this stage, sometimes accompanied by bad smell and taste. Naturally, added extra chlorine at point A on curve Q has been utilized for second function of chlorine, that is oxidization of organic matter present in water. See in figure. Here, this position on A, when we added extra chlorine, at that time you understand that it is represented by a second function of your chlorine, that is oxidization of your organic matter. Okay. If still further chlorine is added in water, a point B is reached on curve Q when bad smell and taste suddenly disappear and residual chlorine herefore tends to accumulate as represented by line R. That means your bad smell and odor at this point B will disappear, that is goes down, fully disappear, not available at this point, that is break point. Therefore, the point B on curve Q is known as break point. As any chlorine added to water beyond this point break through water and disappear as residual chlorine. That means through point P and above the line R, it goes up. Whatever we added the chlorine, it shows disappear as residual chlorine. After that, thus the zone AB combined the residual chlorine is accumulated before attacking bacteria. That means you understand that in figure, the point A to B, this curve, shows that combined the residual chlorine. When sufficient concentration of chlorine is built up, monochloramine and dichloramine starts oxidizing bacteria and algae cells. That you understand that monochloramine and dichloramine, these are the two substances which oxidizes the bacteria and algae cells. Chloramines and chloroorganic compounds which brings down the level of residual chlorine to the lowest point B, known as breakpoint. That means you understand that in figure, these chloramines helps to goes down to the point B for the bacteria and its organisms, which helps to brings down the level of residual chlorine to the lowest point B. That means it is called as break point. The application of chlorine. The chlorine can be applied in water in one of the following ways. First, as bleaching powder. Second, as chloramines. Or third one, as free chlorine gas. Suppose our population is 50,000. The supplied water at the rate of is 150 liter per capita per day. Disinfectant, we are using bleaching powder containing 30% of active chlorine. If chlorine dose required for disinfection is 0.3 ppm or 0.3 mg per liter, which is given, then you have to calculate the quantity of bleaching powder per year. This is our aim. Now, as usual, first we have to calculate the total requirement of water. That is, our population is 50,000 and flow rate is 150 liter per capita per day. Therefore, 50,000 into 150 is equal to 7.5 into 10 raised to 6 liters per day. Therefore, chlorine dose required for disinfection is 0.3 mg per liter, which is given. The quantity of chlorine required is equal to 0.3 multiplied by 7.5 into 10 raised to 6 divided by 10 raised to 6, which converts that kg per day. Therefore, answer is 2.25 kg per day. This answer gives you quantity of chlorine 2.25 kg per day. Now, bleaching powder. Bleaching powder already given that containing 30% of active chlorine. That means 30 kg of chlorine available from 100 kg of bleaching powder. Therefore, quantity of bleaching powder required is equal to 2.25 into 100 kg per day divided by 30. Therefore, answer is 7.5 kg per day. You require the bleaching powder quantity. Now, requirement of bleaching powder per year. That means 365 into 7.5 kg, which gives you answer 2737.5 kg. That is 2737.5 kg. Say 2750 kg, that is 2750 kg. This is your aim. You are now achieved. This is the estimation of bleaching powder. Thank you.